All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome to the Spiritual War Room. I am the Oracle. I am a psychic medium, an intuitive reader, and a spiritual advisor. Here on this channel, I predict the outcomes of everyday battles in our everyday lives, as well as those waged on a public stage. All right. So we look into political battles, social battles, celebrity beefs, stuff like that. All right, guys? Remember, in these videos, it contains content that is purely speculation and is for entertainment purposes only. All right, guys? So today we're going to do a quick little check, energy check into this this U.S.-China conflict. As some of you know, that Nancy Pelosi took a trip to Taiwan, sending China to respond, saying that there will be consequences if the U.S. doesn't fall back. I pulled some cards earlier, but I wanted to come and do a reading for this topic on camera. All right, guys? But before we continue, don't forget to leave me a little gift or offering by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Remember, guys, when you give me good energy is returned back to you. So if you're here just to hate and, I just return that shit to sender and off this channel. Remember, guys, you get back what you put out. So make sure it's all love. All right, guys? So let's jump into this. I got one deck for the U.S., one deck for China. So let's see. We got Justice and the Queen of Wands at the on the split. So we're looking into the U.S.'s intentions with Nancy Pelosi's their intentions with going to Taiwan. What are their intentions? So let's get a card. We'll start off by pulling a card for the U.S.'s energies when it comes to China, surrounding China. The U.S.'s energy surrounding China, please. We got two that fell. Let me grab them. All right. We got the Fool and we got the Seven of Swords. Here we go. U.S., you never, don't surprise me. They took a chance to be sneaky. They're taking a chance to be sneaky. In Nancy Pelosi taking this trip, they're taking a chance, and it could, the Fool is risky. The Fool is the Fool for a reason. You're going to take a leap of faith and hope that the divine will catch you, or you and your dog are just going to fall off this cliff. So it's, they're taking a chance to doing something sneaky. Whatever they're doing, it's not with good intentions, I want to say. So what is this Seven of Swords? What can you tell us about the Seven of Swords? Because we're talking about the current energy of the U.S. They might. This Emperor in reverse, and then we got the King of Swords. It's a lot. So the sneaky behavior is from this Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse, this is someone who's immature. This is somebody who has a big ego problem. So the United States has a big ego problem. All right? So poor planning. It also talks about poor planning. This behavior, whatever they're doing, they're not thinking things through, because the advice for the U.S. when I pulled earlier was gain clarity. That's what the King of Swords is. Gain clarity. They're communicating in this trip to Taiwan. They're communicating, hey, I want to collaborate with you to keep your neighbor, because this card came out, for China, talking, make peace with your neighbor. We want to keep them stuck. We want to bind them. Okay, that's what they're communicating. But you're not communicating. The U.S. is not communicating from a place of clarity. They're communicating from a place of sneaky behavior, immaturity, and someone that just can't let go, has a big ego. Yeah, the U.S. thinks it's going to have good fortune. But what's hidden is that okay. Hold on, guys. I gotta put this together. This part. Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, and the Hermit. These are all major arcana. That means there's, you know, this is a very pivotal moment in our nation's, you know, on our nation's path forward. So we got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's talking about not so much having good luck. For them, this is a turning point. Spirit saying this is a turning point. Unforeseen problems. So because they have poor planning, they think this is going to be a turning point, but there's going to be problems, unforeseen problems. That's what the Moon talks about. Needing to trust your intuition, gaining clarity with the Hermit. Go with him for clarity. A quest for this is spiritual illumination. That there are going to be problems that you don't see coming. You think it's a turning point and that it's going to go in your favor, but it's not. The cards I pulled earlier talked about, you know, a war with China is going to end with your defeat. And it's because they're doing some sneaky stuff and they're being foolish. They're not planning, they're not thinking, they don't have the clarity. They have too big of an ego. So they think they have the clarity saying, hey, let's collaborate to keep your neighbor, China, bound. We can bind them. We got you. We'll protect you. That's what they're saying. They think this is going to be a turning point, but there's going to be problems that they don't see coming. And it's because, you know, it could have been because they failed to get the clarity and, you know, listen to the advice. Well, it's just spiritual illumination. That's for the United States. All right. What is their advice? I was going to say, what is their advice for when dealing with Taiwan? It says, you know, they're being very reckless. It's saying to fall back. If they don't, not justice is going to step in. They're going to be defeated. And this is something that, like, they might not see coming because they're just so focused on the money, making money. I'm getting the you know, war machine. It makes money, and if you allow the money to blind you, you're gonna end up you're gonna lose more than just that money. You're gonna lose. The price is very great. So it's really important that the United States falls back and gains the clarity that they need, because right now they're not thinking clearly. That's not your face, that's your ass. You needed to be told that. You're very immature. You need to be mothered. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. These are, like, you know, really smart, educated, intelligent people, you know, that go to prestigious colleges, that don't know how to wipe their ass and wipe their face. Let's look into China. it's like the United States is just bringing stress and burdens with their sneaky behaviors because they think, you know, because of the US's belief that, oh, this is a pivotal point in this. It's almost like China's tried to make some kind of like peace offering, and the United States is just like, no. Why? Because they're foolish. Instead of making peace with their neighbors, you know, they just want to be foolish and reckless and sneaky, you know? And this is stressing China out. They have tried to make some kind of peace offering, and the United States just rejected it. What else can you tell us about China? What else can you tell us about China? Oh. It's really, it's really saying to focus more on what's going on at home. Because right now, I don't know if I don't know how their economy's doing. But it doesn't seem, it's like giving and receiving help. Almost like they need to focus more to giving to their people, making peace with their neighbors. And I think these two cards came out on China's advice. Did I post that? It's like this is the judgment call being made on China. Like they need to make peace with their neighbors. It's almost, let's look into this. Let's look into that. Sorry, I wasn't going to take that. Let's see. This is their anxiety, their fear. What is their advice for this? Okay. There's that extending the olive branch. Their advice when dealing with this stress, it's like a message of loving communication. Communicating something like about like extending that olive branch. Oh, extending the olive branch. So if you are worried, what Spirit's advice to China would be to take the advice, this loving communication, to extend that olive branch to their neighbors. That's how you're gonna defeat this sneaky this sneaky energy. That's how China really kind of defeats the United States, by making peace. Because the United States uses the conflicts between neighboring countries, or, you know, well, you know what I mean. Because it's, you know, Taiwan still falls under China's, you know, it's one China policy, right? But the United States, their goal is to create division so they can have, like, you know, try to manipulate one against the other. So really, you know, China's advice, make peace with their neighbors, partner with their neighbor. That's how you're going to defeat the United States. Because that's what the United States wants, is to create division. We don't want division here. Judgment's being called on this, because Spirit's saying, I do not want, you know, when the Bible talks about love thy neighbor, this is what it's talking about. Not, you know, not just the people next door to you. It's talking about people who are different from you, different beliefs, different cultures, different race, different sexual, orientation. That's what it's talking about. Love your neighbor. Now, the United States, forgotten country, but God does not reside in this country, because you are creating division, not only with, your neighboring countries, but at home. You're supposed to be bringing unity, but judgment's going to be called, man. Judgment will be called on, China still has to make the decision to move in a different direction. This is their advice. Make peace with your neighbors. All right, guys. Let's see. We're at 15 minutes. I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope this helped you guys, brought you some... I don't know what these readings do for you guys, but I always feel the need to post them. Even if they don't do very well, I still feel the need, just post it. I don't sit here and worry about the outcome, because I trust that, what needs to happen will happen. But I love my country, and I want to see my country do the right thing. And I want to see people in other countries, being taken care of by their leaders. I don't just think that it's our leaders that need to be held accountable, but the leaders, all the leaders. If you hold a position of authority over other people, it is your job to lead. And if you're not leading it from a good place, that's where I step in. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or comment. You can always check the description box for how to follow me on my social media platforms, as well as my emails down below. You can reach out for more information about prices and how to schedule your own personal readings. All right, guys? And if not, and this is where I leave you, have a great one.